Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Ali Moreno here in the studio. We also welcome to Extra Time Gab Marcotti is here, as is Frank Leboeuf. This is actually the first segment we're taping with Frank. I haven't had a chance to say hello. How are you, Frank? Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you very much. And yourself?
I'm wonderful. Thank you very much for asking.
Are you going to tell Frank what you were telling me earlier?
What
about he was no longer the most important World Cup winner that we have on the show?
I would never say that about Frank Leboeuf.
I think that's what you said. Literally, I think that's what you said.
Don't worry, Ali. Don't worry, Ali. I already know. No problem.
Yeah. There have been plenty of rumours floating about regarding Aguero's future, Gab, including moves to Barca, PSG, Juventus, Chelsea and Independiente. Where will he end up?
I have no idea where he'll end up. I think the link with Juve that was really pushed out there and people went big on it. To me, it makes zero sense, partly because of Juventus's financial situation. And of course, Aguero commands big wages, but partly because is he really what you want up front with Cristiano Ronaldo, given that he's going to be 33 years old? I think at a push, if he's willing to take a pay cut to have fun and enjoy himself, I think it could work at Barcelona, and it could obviously take a big pay cut back at Independiente. But I think for one of those big clubs, if he wants anywhere near the money he was getting at Manchester City, I think he would need to prove his fitness first if you're going to tie him down to a long-term contract.
Frank, obviously a lot of talk about Kun Aguero and his legacy in the Premier League, comparing to other top strikers, say for example an Alan Shearer. Who would you prefer to be up against? Aguero with that low centre of gravity, or Alan Shearer with that aggressive tendency, that kind of quality?
I would rather go fighting against Alan Shearer, even if he broke my nose twice, for the reason you just expressed. Aguero is hard to catch, if you come close to him, he's going to fall. If you're not close enough, he's going to escape. It's a real nightmare to play against those kind of players, like Michael Owen was in a way, Gianfranco Zola was in another way, Diego Maradona, to name a few. It's impossible to catch with those players. As you say, with a low grade of gravity, you cannot do anything. On top of it, they're fast, they're technical. They're real nightmares for defenders.
Frank, you have a perfectly set nose now. Did you have plastic surgery? Like compared to a Steve Bruce, for example, yours is just immaculate.
Yes, I had to have it because I couldn't breathe for 10 years. And he said that I could risk a heart attack. So I needed to have a surgery, yes, twice in fact. Just after my career in 2005.
That's an excuse. Vanity. Vanity is all it was.
No. I was born with the nose on the side, and it was broken 4 times. It was broken 4 times. So of course, I needed to, make it straight a little bit. But it doesn't help my face, that's what it is.
It's a beautiful nose, Frank.
Did you see how his nose was initially? He said, yeah.
I know, it's almost like, is it Picasso? That's nose like that.
Hey, that's nice.
That way.
Yeah. If you could have plastic surgery on anything, Ali, what would you have done?
My nose, I had it done twice. I broke my nose twice as well.
Really? And did you get yours done?
Well, yes, I had to get it reconstructed once I broke it, yeah.
Wow.
In fact, I broke my nose, went back to playing, had one of those masks that are impossible to play with.
Yep.
Took it off because, that's the sort of guy I am.
Yes.
And got broken again.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Gab, have you ever broken your nose?
No, I broke my eye socket playing rugby.
Oh, gosh. Wow. How was that?
That trumps your nose.
Yeah. That's better than a broken nose, a broken eye socket. What about Stevie when he broke his jaw and they had to scramble up all the food to feed him in a blender?
I mean, if there was any of us that could have the hardest time with a broken jaw, it would be Steve.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do now?
Go on, Frank.
I had also a fracture on my, did you say the eye socket?
Yes.
Yeah, during a game. And I had a fracture here and there, and when I breathe, the air comes from the nose from there, not from the right spot. And it became so big. You know what? It was, wait. It was on TV, it was live on TV, and that's the only game in my life where I scored 3 goals. It was against Caen. And I scored 2 penalties, and there was another penalty that I didn't shoot, but I stay up.
Yes.
And the guy missed the penalty, and the ball came back to me, and I scored the hat trick, my only hat trick in my career.
And you were breathing through your eye socket.
True.
Maybe it's a new science
Yeah.
to explore.
Yes.
Okay, Ali, did Liverpool
Nice story.
did Liverpool dodge a bullet with Werner? And why is your answer 100%?
Because if you're certain about something, then why would you be 75%? If you're gonna commit to something, then commit. It's gotta be 100%.
Yeah.
And based upon the evidence that we have seen on Timo Werner, all these teams that were chasing Timo Werner did dodge a bullet. But what we saw today was concerning.
That is tough to bounce back from,
That was
isn't it, today?
concerning because the worst thing that could have happened to Timo Werner today is having so much time for that chance because it allowed him to think. And a player without confidence, when you allow him to think and think of all the possibilities and all the options, that's when you get into trouble.
Right.
The best thing that could have happened for him is just kind of the ball falls to him in a tight space. He just swings at it and it goes in the back of the net.
Yeah.
When he has so much time and space to think about it, you saw him. It's a player that right now doesn't know what he's doing on the field.
Gab, what next for Donnarumma? His contract expires in the summer and he hasn't extended it.
So, this is an interesting one because he's been linked to moves elsewhere. He's been linked to Juventus, usual stuff. In some ways, he signed an enormous contract. He became one of the 2 or 3 highest paid players, goalkeepers rather, in the world at age 21. So it's a question of where do you go from there? He's still very, very young. I think in the end he's going to stay and he's going to extend, and maybe with some kind of release clause. The good news for Milan is there's only so many clubs in the world that need a top goalkeeper and can afford to pay Donnarumma more than what Milan are offering him. And those clubs, and in fact there aren't any actually, sorry, because the clubs that can afford that kind of money on a keeper, generally they already have a very good keeper, whether it's Ter Stegen or Neuer or Oblak, or not that Atletico Madrid could afford him. So my guess in the end is he's going to stay, but if I were Mino Raiola, and I'm sure he's thought about it, he's going to put in some kind of release clause so that if an opening elsewhere opens up, then he has leverage.
Get ready, everyone. Here we go. Gab, I read only 2 teams can afford Haaland, City and Chelsea. How can they get by financial fair play?
FFP, baby.
Oh, FFP, baby. So I don't know if there's only 2 teams that can afford him. It could be more. Besides, you can always afford somebody. The question is, can you afford it and then balance the books? So in the short term, financial fair play has effectively been suspended because of COVID. It hasn't quite been suspended. They're doing something boring with combining different accounts from different years, which I won't bore you with, even though Craig isn't here because he'll still hunt me down and kill me. But I think longer term, the answer is financial fair play will probably be restructured somehow. But the thing is, when we talk about affording him, if you wait a year from now, his release clause kicks in. There are ways, and even if you have to pay more than the release clause to get him this summer, there are ways to structure his contract where you can balance it out. Under the old financial fair play rules, I think it would have been extremely difficult for Chelsea. But even Manchester City, right? If we're talking about wages, leave the transfer to one side for a second. Aguero's leaving. That opens up a nice fat salary slot for Haaland, and then you spread the fee out over 5 years or whatever, because that's called amortization. And he's only costing you $15 million a year. You can handle that kind of thing.
Anything to add, Frank?
Nothing much. I think that Paris Saint-Germain can get him as well.
Oh, there you go.
It's not only Chelsea and Manchester City.
Yeah, shut up, Gab. You said it was only Chelsea
I
and
don't
City.
know. I have. Yeah.
I didn't say
but the thing is, I'm sorry to finish. Now, I think it would be. I don't know if it would be a mistake from Haaland to go to Manchester City. I just say that the way that Guardiola is playing his team won't be the best sit for Haaland to go there, because I don't know if he's going to get the ball. They don't play with strikers. They don't want a striker. They don't use a striker. So I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they will have to change their tactic. I don't know if it's going to be good for Haaland.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, we're going to talk about Haaland every day, so let's move on.
Can we talk about broken noses
for
again? Because
Frank.
financial fair play wasn't great.
For Frank. Okay, concentrate, Frank. If you had to start two players, bench one, and drop one, out of these four, what would you do? The four players are Wayne Rooney, Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, or Kun Aguero. Play two, drop one,
Aguero, Rooney.
sub one.
I have to start two.
Start two of them. Who's your first two out of those four you're starting?
Rooney and Henry.
And then who's on the bench?
Well, the two others.
No, but only one can be.
Van Nistelrooy
One's on
and
the bench, one you've left in the hotel.
Okay. Okay. Well, Aguero on the bench.
Aguero on the
and
bench.
Van Nistelrooy. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I have to put somebody at the hotel where I would be crazy to put him at the hotel. You know. Well, if I have to choose, Van Nistelrooy will maybe. Yeah.
Do you concur?
I do not. Aguero and Henry start.
Yep.
Rooney on the bench.
Right.
Van
Van
Nistelrooy.
Nistelrooy is very much
He gone.
in his own suite.
He gone.
Ali, this is a question.
Huh?
Ready?
Yeah, okay.
Better player in their prime.
Uh-huh.
Zidane, Iniesta, Ronaldinho.
Good Lord. And three different type of players.
Yep.
Wow.
Three different geniuses in
Yes.
their own way.
Yep. So this is in their prime.
The very best.
Yes.
Oh, this is so hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. Utilizing the start, bench, and drop one,
Right. Wow.
I'm going to drop Iniesta.
Right.
And I'm going to start on his best for my team, Zidane or Ronaldinho.
Zidane over Ronaldinho.
Because you know who I'm playing up top? Original Ronaldo.
Oh, okay.
So I don't need Ronaldinho so much.
Right.
And I need the genius of Zidane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Leboeuf in all of this?
Leboeuf is center back breaking noses and eye sockets and what have you.
Gabby, are you
Good. I like it.
Are you the same, Gab? Zidane, Ronaldinho, Iniesta in that order?
I would have Iniesta, no disrespect, at the bottom of the three.
Yeah.
Just simply in terms of supporting cast and whatnot. I think when Ronaldinho was at his very, very best, over a career, I'd take Zidane. But when Ronaldinho was at his very, very best, he won games single-handedly, I think, more often than Zidane did. So look, it's really, really close. I might just shade Ronaldinho, just to contradict Ali.
And what about you, Frank? David Ginlow over all of them.
No. Football is about consistency.
No,
so
it's not.
therefore
No,
I
it's
would
not.
put
Not in this instance. Not in this instance. It's not about consistency. No,
of
it's
course
not.
it is.
No, it's not. It's about their prime,
it is.
at their
It
very,
is.
very best.
So again, Zidane, Iniesta, and Ronaldinho.
Oh, so you'd have Iniesta ahead of Ronaldinho?
Yes, because I know that I can count on Iniesta. I don't know what kind of night Ronaldinho had the day before the game. And so I don't know if he's going to be at his prime.
But he is going to be at his prime. He's going to be at his brilliant hat-trick at the Bernabeu best.
Oh.
So if they are all at their prime, why do you want me to choose? I'm so rich, I take all the three of them.
But not all of us have got World Cup winning money. We all don't drive around in a Bentley. This is the point. Final question. Who do you think is the greatest French player in history, Frank? Zinedine Zidane, Platini, or you?
Well, at least I thought it would be a quite serious question, and you would add Copa on top of Zidane and Platini. For me, Platini is the best of the best in France.
What
for
about
me,
in his prime?
He's my idol. So.
What if you knew that he was partying the night before?
That is it.
No, Platini, seriously.
Thank you very much, guys. Just a reminder, ESPN FC will be back on your screen. I'll be back here tomorrow with Shaka in
Well, have a great
studio.
time.
I think Don and Stevie are here as well. Be sure to join us. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.